Greetings fellow Flatcaps and welcome to the video. Before we get into it, just a quick note that this is a script written by me but has a guest narrator, Finn, of Defending the Game. Defending the Game is a Let's Play channel with a colourful cast of players,
Fuck you! Fuck you!
and a crazy community. So if you want to go and support my good friends over there, the links, you know where they are by now. And I'll see you in the next video.
Back on the 9th of June was the anniversary of Rick Mayall's death. For those that don't know, Rick Mayall was a British comedic actor who pioneered the alternative comedy movement in the 80s. He shot to fame for his roles in cult classics like The Young Ones, Bottom and The New Statesman. As the 90s approached, his career would see him starring in a few films, in leads like Drop Dead Fred, but his film career would see a slow and steady decline, starring as side roles or in low-budget films. His last role before his death was as Ernest in the drama film One by One. It was strange to see him in something that wasn't a comedy. While his film career may have suffered, he was able to find some success in voice acting, winning an award for his work for the Wind in the Willows series. He continued to star in a few other cartoons, including SpongeBob SquarePants, would you believe? I don't believe. Where is it? Roll the clip.
It is! It is! It's the banana peeler we have been searching 117 years for!
Among his fans, the chances are that you will find those who remember his work of today's game, Hogs of War. Inspired by the Worms series, Infogram's Hogs of War was a turn-based war game where players take turns battling their foes in a World War II-like setting. It features some tongue-in-cheek comedy that I will admit right now, not all of it has aged well. Selecting single player offers no plot-related material, but the opening sequence does. So I'll let the late great Mayall fill you in. National treasure!
Lights! Australasia, a collection of islands in the South Pacific. Reconnaissance has shown that these islands are rich in swill. Shut up! Swill is the lifeblood of pigs. Control the swill and you control the world. And that means war. What does it mean? War, Sergeant! Precisely. And as soldiers, our job is to fight, destroy, with guns and bombs and knives and with your bare hands.
Going to war for a resource? Wow, political. Your first task is to choose an army. The names of the teams are based on countries. It is not hard to guess who is who. Once you choose a team, you will then have the option to name them and are taken to the team screen where, for now, you can only rename and rearrange them. Finally, you're offered a training mission before you get to play at all. The tutorial has you running around an assault course as Rick Mayall blares out commands to you. This game is pretty straightforward even if you aren't familiar with Worms-like games. Your HUD consists of characters' names above their head and a minimap showing you the locations of enemies, health and weapons. To get new weapons, all you need to do is walk into said weapon crate. The basic controls, using the D-pad, moves your character with tank controls. Triangle lets you interact with certain map features. Circle brings up your arsenal. X uses a selected weapon and square jumps. But remember, just like pigs can't fly, they also can't swim or use their trotters to grab ledges. Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. As you plod through the courses, you'll learn the mechanics of the weapons. Some are melee based and are as simple as pressing a button. Some are placed down and then you need to wee all the way home to avoid an explosion. Weapons like the rifle can be aimed with the L1 button first, however the longer you aim, the harder the shot is. Grenades require you to hold an X while a meter builds. The longer you hold it, the more power you have in the throw. An unusual function is that you have to press X again to detonate them. Still tricky as shit to use though. Grenades aren't as simple as you think though. Using a weapon with these mechanics has an angle meter. Using R1 and 2 adjusts the angle of the throw, and if you throw it flat over water, it skims. Now that would have changed Harry Potter drastically.
Get quite low. Flip the wrist. Whoa.
Wow, you're really good at it. So what, kind of like that?
Any Worms fan favourite, the bazooka, is present and works like grenades without the need to detonate and with bigger booms. There are more weapons to use, but we will cover those later. With your training complete, it's time to dive feet first into hell. The loading screen before each mission will give you tips and a fluff briefing, which may include some risque language. Let's just get this out of the way. Yes, this game is offensive. It makes fun of accents, names, and every character, including the English, is a stereotype. However, it's hardly something to be offended by. This is the equivalent of playground name calling. It's just being silly, and is a product of the 90s which spilled over to the year 2000. We've moved on since then. Zach, I think you need to pick a better game for next time. This is the second time in a row you've had to deal with racism. You've probably guessed what the rules of an actual fight are, but just to be sure, each player will take turns attacking other swines. On a player's turn, a pig is chosen depending on the order in the team menu. You perform your actions, then the enemy has a turn, until all the enemy swines expose their booties. Not arses, literal booties. Simple yet violent fun at the expense of your opponent. Winning a match will give you a promotion point. These allow your hogs to upgrade to one of 4 classes: Medic, Espionage, Heavy and Engineer, which can evolve into Specialist later on. Each have their own starting equipment, which improves as their rank does. Gunners get big guns, Espionage can bury themselves in a bush, the Medic can heal people by touching them in places. Fine-tuning your hand heroes to be the ultimate badass roasts is important if you want to win. If any of your units die a total of 3 times throughout the campaign, they are dead and gone, ready to be turned into sweet, sweet bacon balm. It's not a bomb, Zach, it's a fucking cob! The campaign lasts for 25 levels, and your adventures will see you battling in mountains, trenches, and even on the moon. The maps are pretty standard. Hills and water litter them. There are a few bunkers, and in some cases there are minefields. Following the dirt path, you make it through easy. One wrong step, though.
Learn to collect as much health as you can, eh? Well, you'll need it if you encounter one of these. A minefield. A skillful tactic.
Need I say more? You can also find buildings that you can demolish your way into for cover and more items, which, for the time, is pretty advanced stuff. The AI is a fair challenge. However, the first few levels felt, shall we say, a bit unfair. You might expect them to be stupid to gently ease you into the game and try and match your increasing skill as you progress. Yet you can expect them to nail shots and throws perfectly while you're still getting a feel for it. They do miss sometimes, and you will fight a slowly increasing number of piggies as it gradually increases the AI's class diversity. But I feel they shouldn't be this good at the very start of the game. The graphics are dated, yes, but they meet the requirements of, does that look like a pig? Yes? Kill it with fire! Kill it with fire! I don't know what came over me there, sorry. It's got the PS1 staple of sharp edges, everything looks blocky, cutscenes look like a student film, the trees are 2D, and smoke looks like silly string. But on a more positive note, there are a few neat details that give it the smallest bit of character. Mud kicks up from under your feet, weather effects add a bit of atmosphere to the maps, and characters will limp, getting worse with lower health. While they are nice, they are dimmed by the overall state of the graphics. This came out in the year 2000. So bear in mind, this is when games like Final Fantasy IX and SmackDown 2 were around, so the technology was there, and Infogrames had done games before this that had better graphics. Probably blew the budget on all 2 of the voice actors. Yep, you heard right, there are only 2 actors in the entire game. Male, of course, but also featuring Mark Silk, who at this point was a fairly new voice actor. I couldn't imagine pairing these 2 up, considering the kind of work they did.
Inspired. We're always looking for the final pages of the spelling book.
The only dialogue in the game is during the cutscenes, the tutorial, and quips the characters make during the match. However butchered the accent comes across. You might get a laugh or 2 out of them.
I have no confidence in my abilities, sir.
Whoa, die, devil! Take that, Svein!
God, be a soldier.
But there are some lines that are
I don't like foreigners.
awkward. Hogs of War is an okay game. A lot of people will love it because it's part of their childhood, and the game does have a lot of charm to it. And the multiplayer mode I can see making a good party game with drinks. Its charm does wear off quickly, however. It's below standard graphics, lack of additional features, low replay value, very few unlockables, and playing through the campaign will feel like treading through pig shit for a while, slow and unrewarding. If you are interested in giving it a go, it is available on Steam. But what if I told you... Hang on, I'll do that again. What if I told you there is soon going to be an alternative? As one day soon, a light will shine onto the shadow of a fan indie development team and show us Hogs of War Reheated. If you are interested in this, below is a link to the website of Hogs of War Reheated. Indie developers Urban Scan Limited are looking to remaster Hogs of War with updated graphics, a new engine, refined gameplay, and more. As of right now, the game is still in development, but has slowed down because... reasons. On the site you can find concept art, promo art, and gameplay videos. It looks a hell of a lot better, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this turns out. You can be sure as shit that I'll be reviewing it as soon as I can. And that was Hogs of War. Thanks for watching, everyone, and remember, you're always welcome at the Spectrum. Are you going to release me now, Zach?
Never!
You can let me go now, Zach.
I'm going to the bakery.
Are you just going to leave me here, Zach?
I'm getting a bacon bomb.
Zach, send me back. I've done your video. I've done your bidding. Hello? Zach? Zach, let me out. I'm frightened.
Still here, by the way.